Hello YouTube, Josh here with the channel ZZZ Giant Awake. I wanted to start this video off with a big thanks to DevShell2. I think it's safe to say, Dev, that more than half my subscribers have been led to me by you, so I really appreciate it, man. And I wanted to say welcome to my new subscribers. I appreciate the opportunity that you're giving me to do this YouTube thing together. I don't know where exactly it's going to go. I don't script out far in advance. And this is a fairly new experience for me, and I hope that you can teach me some things, and in turn I can teach you some things, and that will, me and my subscribers and you personally will be better off for this whole experience. So I have a question for my gay and lesbian friends and subscribers. To lead into this, I work on the phones a lot, and so I interact with a lot of people. And yesterday, while talking on the phones with somebody, a gentleman, he said in the middle of the conversation, well, let's go ahead and take care of the account, let me give you to my partner. Of course, knowing what that term means, I expected a gentleman, and as expected, there was a gentleman who helped take care of the account with him. But this reminded me of a question that I've had for quite some time now, which is, why do homosexual couples call their significant others their partner? A couple things that come to mind is, maybe the term boyfriend or girlfriend seems a little juvenile after a while. Or so maybe the term partner seems a little more substantial to some people. Now the reason that I fear the term partner is used is because the term partner doesn't imply gender. Or it seems like a genderless term would be used to, I don't know, let bigoted people remain ignorant about the situation, even though both parties usually know what that term is used for. Now, I don't mean that you need to get in conflicts a lot. I'm not for getting in unnecessary conflicting areas. And I understand that protecting your own position in life is extremely important, and I don't recommend that anybody risk their job over being openly gay when it's their only substance, unless they feel like that's something that they have to do. Which, if it is something you feel like you should do, then go for it. If you feel like you have to keep this job, or you don't want to create tension in work for the ramifications, then I can understand why you wouldn't want to be open in those situations. But with that being said, I think that using a genderless term in most situations is a negative thing. Now the reason that I say that is not that it worries me because people aren't being bigoted people aren't being conflicted with, but that it reinforces the bigoted idea that homosexuality is something that should be hush-hush or in the closet or behind closed doors. And of course I think that's a bad thing. And I think that we really have a long way to go, and I think my case in point is going to be in Michael Sam. Now Michael Sam's embrace with his boyfriend was pretty sporadic, and it was very enthusiastic, and it had all the cute things that you'd want to see on, say, the cover of like a teen magazine. It should have been up for debate for Kiss of the Year. But instead of being met with joy and happiness, that embrace was met with, and not by all people, but by a certain portion of the population, by a much bigger portion of the population than I expected. It was met with anger or conflict or disgust. I honestly think that this was a good thing, because it broke a barrier that a lot of people had in their minds, is that they could ignore homosexuality into oblivion. I think that for a lot of people in America, that was the first unscripted guy-on-guy kiss that they've ever seen, at least on television. And I think, again, this is a good thing. I think that it breaks down barriers. I think that the more that homosexuality is normalized, the better off we are. And that the more that homosexuality is normalized, the more strongly people will be advocates for it. So I'm not quite sure that offending bigoted motherfuckers is the wrong thing to do. I think that being loudly and proudly gay is probably the best thing that we can do moving forward. And so maybe there's something that I'm absolutely missing, and that's what I'm wondering is, I think that this would seem common sense. Again, outside of the situation where you wouldn't want to risk your livelihood over it. But I think that it's important that, especially with family members, where we can have the deepest and hardest and fastest impact, even though it creates the most drama, I think that it's important to have these conversations and not try and hush it, because again, I fear that that reinforces the bigotry in their minds. Again, I would love any response videos, any feedback, any comments, anything that you've got for me. I would appreciate it, because this is something that I have been wondering for a long time. And I don't want to simplify anybody's situation, and I'm not trying to simplify any situation or be naive to anything. So if I am being offensive or naive, I would appreciate you letting me know that openly and candidly, maybe even with a big fuck you. But until next time, thank you guys. I appreciate your views and your likes and your subscriptions, and I hope to see you around.